With the overall SPY moving insane recently with tariffs, Trump just coming out, moving the market multiple times, I'm going to be telling you guys the top stocks to look at right now, especially with the tariffs news and all that coming out. First off, first stock I would recommend looking at is Netflix. The reason being is Netflix tariffs doesn't really affect Netflix at all. We have been falling after we broke that 1,060 area after earnings a little bit while ago. Earnings, we did break that $1,000 level. We do have gaps to fill both ways, so be very, very careful because the stock can still move downwards if you're not too safe. With that being said, the gaps to fill downwards, the first gap is 959, and then after that 950, and then after 950 it has this big gap to fill all the way down to the 940 level, and then we got another gap down at the 885 level, and then the bigger gap is even 827, so keep that in mind. But the gaps upwards is that $1,000 level, of course, that 1,030 level, and then that 1,070 level. So keep that on your mind for Netflix. But Netflix is a decent long term to hold. Just hold. But Netflix is a decent long term to hold. As you guys can see, it's been consistently up. You know, we do have like dips like every other stock sees, and we might just be seeing that dip, but we are kind of recovering a little bit. So you might see it come up even more, make another higher high. So keep that on your mind and on your radar. The next one is indeed Amazon. Amazon did just have some decent news too. But with that being said, we have earnings coming up, and they have the Ocklet, a quantum chip, which is insane. It's the latest tech giant, and it's going to potentially move the market. But right now, tech giants isn't really doing too good. And Amazon, it kind of gets affected by tariffs, but not really too much. But Amazon is probably the biggest web services software out there, you know. So keep that on your mind. Everybody orders Amazon. It's just a great one to invest in, and this can probably help you bypass your full-time job. So I do recommend looking into this one, getting into this one for the long term, and or just trading it temporarily. We have been falling previously, so keep that on your mind. But we're kind of getting out of the gap downwards, and we're kind of starting to look a little bit bullish. But with that being said, we were overall bullish here, and we're kind of just having a little bit of a dip. This is a big dip, but if you guys can see, this was a big dip upwards also. So it's just filling the gap downwards, and then we can probably make higher highs like we did before. We did kind of see it like this. We did kind of get up and then come back down and then make a higher high finally. So we might be seeing that again. We might come up, come back down, and then make a higher high. So keep that on your mind for that. Next one is going to be Walmart. The reason I'm saying Walmart is Walmart. I think they give out dividends too, but they're looking pretty decent to the upside. We did recently break that 90, and then we did recently break that 100. We are kind of lower. We did kind of fall below it a little bit, but we are kind of neutralizing, and we're probably going to break that 100 and continue up. This is another long-term stock that I do recommend getting in. Walmart is just great. Everybody goes to Walmart. If you guys are in the States, you guys don't go to Walmart, I don't know what you're doing. So yeah. Next one we're going to be talking about, of course, Palantir. Got to add this one just because of how the price action is looking. I do recommend being a little bit patient with this one, letting the levels kind of balance out. But with that being said, once we get a bottom on this, I think maybe low 80s or something, that could be a good time to load up because we do have gaps to fill upwards. But just wait until the gaps downwards is done filling. We might even get down to that $80 flat level, and even maybe lower to that 80 flat, and then like 70. So keep those two levels on your mind. But once we hit a bottom on this one, you have a big gap to fill upwards all the way up to that 125 level. Once we start going back into a bullish market, so keep that one on your mind. Palantir is a great stock and a great company, great business, especially what they do. Basically, they just make AI way easier to use. They basically train you on your own AI. If you have a business, and military uses it too, and it's kind of needed for military, you know. So keep Palantir on your mind and on your radar. It's a very great long-term one to hold, and I do recommend being in it. But with that being said, thanks for watching the video. Smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, comment W if you watched until the end, and join our Discord.